Hi YouTube. So weather is beautiful today, very nice, very warm. That's mean warm, 13 degrees, that's warm. And so I stay on the outside the house and we try remove the injectors for check how is condition of the head of the injectors, because still I fight with misfiring just a little bit, and then my misfiring is fly for all cylinders. So left only two options for check: the fuel injectors faulty head, like the spray of the petrol is really wrong and maybe some leaking or something like that. And the last option will be the timing chain. The timing chain was replaced 2 years ago for the previous customer, so I'm not sure, maybe one of the camshaft is wrong position, because I have the timing over limit. It's not any error, because still the ECU try correct this, but usually should be without any fan and anything in the car. When it's switched off for the idle, warm engine should be around 10 degrees. The my one is 25-35, really high, so looks like the ECU try fix the ignition point. So that question, where's the problem? Just the one symptoms: little misfiring after 5 seconds for the idle, for the minimum idle. I mean the 750 RPM. I start feeling the misfiring. When it's little bit up, like 850, I feel nothing. So really gently something wrong. I try find what's happened. So the next step today will be, like I said before, remove the injectors and check the head of the injectors. We see what's the means. Alright, so the first step, I have to make a little space here. So maybe the throttle body must be out. The ECU should be out as well. So that will be handy, I think. It was a little glue. That's normal. So now we have to fight which remove it. This. Try use something smart. Just careful where you touch this. Usually it's really glue, but that's glue itself. Alright. We can remove this, or we can just left there if it's still flexy. Just careful with this. That's alright for me. So next step, we remove the bracket. Be gentle with this, because this is plastic, very easy to damage. So twist. Okay, that's dangerous. And valve, we can remove it as well. Crack it out. Okay, lovely. the next step for me will be throttle body out. You can check the old pin is not left anyone here, just is correct, because sometimes that happened. And next, throttle body. This is a little long, so I use the long socket. Okay, throttle body out, check the gasket, my one is perfect. Okay, so the next good idea will be remove the ECU. Just we have to be careful, because if you disconnect this socket, will be possible some pins from the ECU will be stay in the socket. So for me, it will be better remove it all with the socket. That will be safety. We see what's happened. Don't forget about the negative point, it's very important. This is the 4 bolt like that. And we have free the ECU. Okay, so now we have to do something with this plastic. So we have the bolt here, 1 and 2. Okay. Okay. That's all. Will be almost free. But still we have here the temp sensor, so disconnect as well. Just press and out. What we have next? Almost free. So just careful for the insides. Don't lost this, it's important. On both sides. Yeah, and so we can release, of course, the turbo, not turbo, the inlet pressure sensor disconnect as well. That's easy. And we have the few things. We make the 1 bolt here for make free this corner, and we have few bolt actually here, 1 and there, or just snap the zip ties and fit the new zip ties after, so the rail could be stay here. Okay, first the top one. Okay, so I have the full original Mitsubishi coils, full set. Spark plugs is new as well, so that's the another point is done. And still the misfire is coming. I am set for the low idle. Okay. I removed the pipe as well, that will be more space for me. Yeah, I have little oil there, so probably in the future the turbo will need some help, but it's not very bad, there is some there. Yeah, one thing more, I remove as well this, so little bit pull and left, right, the pipe is out. Okay, you can disconnect this and make free. Now we can really see the injectors. It's exactly there. So it will be great to disconnect the pipes now, and we see what's happened next. Okay. Another pipe. Okay. We can disconnect as well this one. Yeah. For me it will be best if I cut this, because the bracket is going on the bottom, so I replace this. That's easy. Really old, probably from new. So why not change? Okay, anyway, like that will be fine, because we have the loom for the starter motor, so must be enough like that. Okay, which way do something like that with this? Cool. Okay, that's be funny. Of course we can remove this, but that's not necessary. And I will want to check how condition is the pipe, but that's not necessary. Alright, looks very well. No dirty, no nothing. Fine. So now we have to try to disconnect the injectors. Okay, the injector line is there. So here, when I remove the inlet manifold, when I change the PCV valve, was actually this element was broke, so I just hold for the cable types. I will do this again, no panic. Okay, so now we see the injector there. So it will be great before we remove it, we check the resistance of the injectors, and we see will be something different or maybe not. Okay, so we have the multimeter and for sorted for ohms, and we check the first injector. Twelve ohms, okay. Another one, 12 as well. Another 12. and the fourth cylinder is 12 as well. So I'm not sure how should be, but if the all 4 injectors is the 12 ohms resistance, so for me looks alright. Okay, the rail is catched for this bolt 1 and 2, and there is the coolant line here. Maybe I have to remove this, but maybe not. I try, we see what will happen, because anyway I don't want to disconnect the ECU, and we see what's happened after that. Okay, stunk, be okay. Just like that. Okay, so looks like the injectors start moving. Alright, but still we have the pressure in the rail, so will be best idea just the pressure out. You have to press something in. Will be sprayed, just like that. Okay. Always if you move the valve, so you have to check after start the engine is not leaking here, because when I check the fuel pressure, after that I have to replace the valve because was still dropping the petrol. That's really dangerous, easy to make some fire, so careful with this valve. Okay, I will try moving the injectors. We see what's happened. Have to really careful for the rubber, for the injector itself. Easy was pop out, not too bad. So question how remove this, or if still I have the line. Okay, it's pop out. Funny. Okay, perfect. Will be moving out all this. I'm not sure that's be possible. Okay, okay, almost be out. And we out. Okay, and now is very interested because you see the little holes there. I think one of this will be rusty or blocked, but looks like no, my one is perfect clean. Really very important small here, so looks like everything okay. All right, my next idea will be try started this with the injectors is out like that, but I'm not sure that's be possible. I will have to get some extra power here and ignition on for the fuel pressure make on. but that could be a little bit dangerous, because that will be very easy to make some fire. I worry about this, but we can check condition of the seals of the end. Iron looks okay. Not must be moving. If it's moving, is okay. Perfect. So okay, that was not too difficult to do. Okay, you can see something more there. Looks like not exactly. Hole is hole. Yeah. All right. So if somebody wants to replace the injector, so only has to be removed this out, clip out, and twist it a few times. Twist it a few times and moving out. It is a little bit difficult to do, so I leave it like that because I don't want to replace it, because I don't know if we poop out, maybe the O-ring will be damaged, maybe not, but that's not my idea for today. Locked back this. Okay, so I am check the fuel pressure is okay. I am check the fuel heads, looks very well, it's not rusty, not missing any part of this. I am check the fuel regular pressure working as well, fine. Pump working fine. So problem looks like is not in the fuel system with the misfiring. Okay, so the next step will be check the timing chain position, exactly the camshaft position. But I have problem with the tools. Nobody around me have the tools, and the tools is actually expensive. Not much, but just check for one car, that's be expensive. Nobody borrow me because nobody have around. So maybe I find somebody. But anyway, looks like the injectors line removed like that. Here looks perfect. I don't have any problems with power for the car running very well. Just the timing is over like should be, and little misfiring flying for all cylinders. So okay, I just clean up the holes now and put back the injectors, and that's all today. Just put the cloth inside, turning a few times, and that's meant clean this area. Okay, we can check how is inside the valves. The cylinder second is a little bit of oil. I know about this because the turbo is a little pissing, so that's there is some oil and soak actually for the second cylinder, but that's nothing very bad. Okay, the others looks perfect. Okay, so at the moment I'm happy. I know the injectors looks okay. The head of the injectors is not rusty, because I expect rust here or the holes damage. So my fuel trim as well is very well, so that's confirmed fuel system is fine. Okay, after cleanup, little bit grease the head, the rubber here. Will be great if we use the safety grease for the rubber, or just Vaseline, that's be perfect. Clear Vaseline, and okay, just time put back. Yeah, pink grease, pink cloth. That's happen if you have the girl at home. Okay, so after prep like that, I'm ready to put back. Yeah, the little problem is you have to pass this between below actually the coolant pipe, but like you see, that's possible. Just be gently. Alright, I'm sure it's okay now. Time to tighten the cover rail. Okay, so the whole plastic line could become back for good position. Okay, the ECU sockets arrive. We have to move this out because we have to put back the loom. Okay, nice. So when all is fit in, don't forget when you push in must be click, click and click, and that should be like that. Okay, next will be good idea put back this valve because that will be behind. Now the ECU. Perfect. Don't forget about the all correct connection. Of course, the negative points. That should be here. Actually like that. Okay, so time for the throttle body. Actually must be like that because we have the another point here. So if your throttle body gasket is cracked somewhere here, you have to replace the gasket. That's important. Looks like not too easy catching the holes, but we try. Okay, one a little bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, throttle body socket, plug in. The bar here will be later. So now we have to put back the zip ties and the sensor. The sensor we can grease it here as well. Same, the rubber less damage grease. Just like that. Always move, move, move and push. Plug in the temperature sensor. We can put the washer inside. Cool. Bracket. Okay, bracket is in, like should be. One pipe should be here, just like that. Valve we have to fit it in. That's simply. Okay, we can modify this. It was before. Oh, don't forget about the sensor. Okay. Put in. Okay, well done. Okay, looks like everything is like was, just the last pipe cover, of course, and we have to check how is this valve will be not leaking after start. We see. Pipe in. Just hold correct position of this and tight. Time to start the engine, and we have to check it for this place. For 100% is not leaking. Just careful for the cloth. Will be not pissing. If will be leaking, not pissing for alternator, because that's too easy to make the spark and fire. So just put some cloth and we see. First ignition on, so that's the pump makes some pressure. Okay, looks like okay. But my one after ignition on, before I replace the valve, was a little bit dropping here. So this one should be okay. This new one. Okay, so the car will start without any problems. It's not leaking from the valve, so I can close this. It's 100% not leaking from the injectors area. You have to just have a look all around. You 100% is not leaking, because that will be easy to fire. So very careful with this. And all right. So car has the idle at the moment. Yeah. Car has the, but this is not the low idle, so not yet we feel the misfiring. Now is around 850 or 900 RPM. When gently will be go down to the 720 or 750, that's I start feel the misfiring. So that's funny. The engine running like not too bad. Okay. Alright, I'm still sure it's nothing leak. And happy day. Okay guys, so now you know how to remove the injectors from this car, how to test it. Remember, check the resistance, and after that check the head. If the visual will be okay, should be okay. Yeah. But anyway, before you do this, check the trims, fuel trims, the long and short, how is. If it will be correct, that's probably your injector is fine. So that's important. Alright guys, see you soon next video. Bye bye.